Hello everyone, my name is Roy, or StrongLegs. I'm a Radiant ranked Valorant player, a longtime FPS competitor, and I'm here to help you get out of your hard stuck elo, probably silver, probably gold, but most importantly, helping you get past your plateaus. For this video, I watched a ton of gold ranked gameplay, and I chose the one VOD that I thought had the most genuine silver gold experience with the most common mistakes that people are making that are keeping them stuck in around that silver gold elo. This video is mostly introduction and trying to identify some of the common problems, concepts that I'll be covering in a new weekly series. Stop being a butt. The goal is simple: help you get out of silver gold. Let's get it. Number one, mechanics. Aim, crosshair placement, movement. I don't think this one has to be explained too much. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'll be covering that more in depth, how to improve it, how to work on it, easy things to do to, get your mechanics up so that it's not holding you back. And number two, utility usage, agent fundamentals. Not overstacking utility, not being redundant with how you use it, being effective with your smokes. That's a really big one. How to execute on offense, using counter utility on defense. Here's some examples of what I mean. These smokes that he's doing,
there's three there.
It gives him the ability to creep out on the right side and be like almost immediately in cover from the guy in screens, right? Or if they just if they flash and they jump out, like they're getting a lot deeper than they should be. But if this smoke was like right here, it ended right there, then it's like if they come, they can be in view of the heaven player, they can be in view of the screens player, anyone back sight can also be fighting them, right? So they have a lot less cover to use. So generally speaking, you want your smokes to be pretty deep on the choke point, never like on the edge of the choke point. The other thing too is like those Molotovs, these are yikes. Molotovs are so strong, and you're giving them the choke point for free pretty much. So he calls Killjoy A. Rotates are making their way. The op is holding down the B main. No big deal. Sage is walled off mid. They can't be mid. Now they can pretty much... There's no pressure mid. It's like... Again, pretty... The metal. Yeah, just smoked it. Yeah, just smoked it, my friend. Why are you throwing a second smoke? My friend.
Trying to hold sight, push into sight.
Oh my god. Please stop wasting your utility, my friend. First of all, second smoke, overkill, okay? They're already smoked out, man. You smoked them out. Then you gave them a smoke that gave them space. You threw the molly on the left side instead of the choke point. They have a choke point. They gotta go through the choke point. The choke point is right here, and there's another choke point right here, okay, between this wall and this wall. You smoked, you mollied this lets them through. If you want to be more efficient, you can just molly this, and if this is mollied, they cannot come through, my friend. And then you peeked into two people, my friend. So I think one thing that I'll definitely be covering at some point is just like, generally speaking, agent mechanics. Right, like how is the best way to optimally use your controller? What is the best way to do, use smokes? What are smokes good for on offense? What are they good for on defense? Don't be wasteful. Make sure that when you use a smoke, there's a reason for it. When you use a smoke, something is happening because of it, right? Like otherwise you're just wasting, especially if you're a brimstone where you only get 3 smokes in the round. So like the other thing too right now is he heard the brimstone smoke come down, right? Still use the smoke for rope. So as a defender, your smoke is to stall, right? It's literally the only stall, maybe break crossfires on retakes, you know what I mean? But like mostly to stall. If you're being stalled, you don't want to use your smoke offensively because you're already being stalled. Unless you're planning on going through. Like if you're planning on going through the smoke, that's a good smoke. But if you're just gonna get halted and you're just gonna get stuck in middle, that did absolutely nothing for your team at all. Map knowledge. Making sure you're not too easy to read by flushing out the map well. Making sure you're not overstacking or being redundant with your positioning. Using info to set up your defense. Denying info on offense. Some examples. They call A off the rip. I see this a lot at this level, right? Like 5 people in one place. I find like there's 2 approaches to rounds in ranked at the gold, like gold, high silver, low plat level. It's like everyone is going to the same spot, or they're just like autopiloting into their own separate spots and then just like dying without really communicating anything or getting anything accomplished. I very rarely see like well laid out rounds, and I'll probably end up at some point covering like what a round should ideally look like if you're the offense, right? Like good switch ups of pace, like when to do the 5-mans, when to do the 4-mans with a lyric, like. But if you are gonna go into one spot, you have to make sure that like you're very precise. Something you could have communicated here was like, all right, there's multiple steps to this map, right? There's step 1, getting into here, step 2, getting into here, getting into and out of here, and then step 3, you know, like full site control. You guys never formulated a plan to how you're going to enter, right? Like you all just kind of peek this. You have a Reyna, you have a Phoenix. You guys could flash the corner, because if there's an Opera up here, like you guys are toast. And if there's 2 of them up here holding, you guys are extremely toast. So Phoenix just raw peaks. If that was an op, he's definitely eliminated. The thing about A side Ascent, obviously I can't cover all the map fundamentals, but I will cover what I see. The thing about Ascent is they have to cross this at some point if they want to go to the A site. If Brimstone is here and he's watching the cross from here, then this guy does not need to be here. And if on vice versa, right? If the Sova's here and he's watching the entry, right, from up here. Oh, that looks like a arrow. Oh god. Oh, it looks more like a. Okay, delete this. If Sova's here and he's watching down this way, then he doesn't need to be here, right? This is like excessive placement of agents right now. They really don't need this. This is a really big one. Mid rounding. There's 3 phases to a round: early, mid, late. Early round, freeze time call, right? What's the game plan off the freeze time? Mid rounding is ideally where you're beginning to read the round correctly, right? You're readjusting what your early game plan was. You know, sometimes you get held up by smokes, or sometimes for whatever reason you were stalled, it didn't work, didn't unfold the way you thought it would. Something needs to be decided almost immediately, right? Are we sticking to this? Are we falling back? Are we re-executing? What exactly is the plan? Mid-rounding is ultimately where you're making sure you're setting up your team for the best final results in the late round. Here are some examples that I think pretty much capture what a mid-round is or should look like. So they're heavily pressuring middle. They've shown Sova here early because he used the Sova drone.
I
have my ult. I can just.
Okay. If you're Brimstone right now who's pushing, right? If you're Grumption, what is the first thing you're doing when you're coming and flanking A, right? The first thing that I'm doing, I'm calling, yo, A is crystal clear, right? To me, instantly that means the second player who's here, usually there's 2, 2-1-2, or like a 2-2-1, right, with no one playing ropes. That means that the second player on A, he is immediately out. Like he is gone towards B or gone through the ropes, right? Now there's either 3 here and 1 here, or there's 2 here and there's 2 here. When you kill a flanker, there's 2 things that need to happen. By either saying, yo, I killed the A flank, come back A right now, right? Or, yo, wait, they know we're all B, let me go fake A, or let me go pull some people back. The problem here is that, one, he didn't effectively control the round when he had game-changing information, right? The information here is that A is clear. Like, no one in their right mind, as long as they have more than 5 IQ, is gonna play A when the guy is pushed in sewers. There's no way to enter A. My boy Metal, you have the game-changing information. You have agency now, okay? You have a responsibility to control the round, right? Like right now, this is so unoptimally played, but luckily for them, they won the duels. But if you want to have success consistently, and if you want to win consistent outcomes, you have to play your best odds. And the best odds is to delay or fall off and go A, because right now there's no one on the A bomb site.
Respond
Yeah, so they had an early game plan, right? They said, yo, let's go out mid, but you got Sage walled, you got Sage slowed, you got Brimstone counter smoked, you even got the Brimstone booby smokes to come out, and you're down to 35 seconds almost, right? There was no counter call ever made at any point, no mid round adjustment. Called you want to go out mid, you got held in middle, right? It's either we're going mid and we're gonna try to gain space in mid as quickly as possible before their counter utility comes out, right? Or you're gonna go out mid, get stalled, but you have to call something, right? Like, all right, let's fall off this, maybe leave a lurk, maybe leave someone here, right? And then fall back either to B or to A. Otherwise, you're literally just going to be held in middle. By the time the wall, 2 slows, 3 smokes run out, plus the Brimstone molly, it's not really going to leave you with much time to get anything done, to be honest. Late round. Late rounding is usually the final clash, right? People are committing onto a bomb site, or you're trying to defend the final attack. That's generally where the round is pretty much resolved, and then it goes into the post plan or the retake, depending on which side you're on. This is where you want to learn how to optimally play retakes, right? Are you clutching 1v2? Do you have a man advantage? Is it a 2v1? There are many different sort of retakes or post plans that happen. A lot of players lack late round mobility. They don't know how to move around once they're on the bomb site, once the bomb is planted. They don't know what to do when they're on offense and there's people coming in from different directions. So it's really important to learn and improve on how you move, how you conduct yourself in these post plans. And here are some examples of what I'm talking about. So now it's a 2v1. They know where this player is.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if she comes back through heaven.
Comms.
30 seconds left.
This is good. One person keeping eyes on the right side, one person keeping eyes on the left side. He's occasionally checking ramp to see if she's coming from ramp side.
I think she is.
So the Reyna calls, he's 1 HP. This is a really good reaction, right? They held to make sure that she's not coming here. As soon as like, okay, she's not really here. Time to like regain ground, right? Like she's either hiding up here waiting for last second, or she's rotated to B already through ropes, right? So they know that she's B. Bomb gets planted.
I'll go CT. I'll go heaven.
So he called he's gonna go CT, and then he changed his mind, said, okay, I'm gonna go heaven. This is not the play, okay? Especially when your teammate is 1 HP. This is definitely not the play. Stick together, go together. You have Reyna, she has flashes, she can get you on the bomb site. She does get shot, then like the Brimstone, who's pretty healthy, right? Almost 130 HP, 120, math is hard. Can guarantee the trade, right? Can at least increase your chances. But right now, like, if she planted the spike and then she pushed into the spawn and fought Reyna, it'd be the easiest fight for this raise, right? Because Reyna is literally literal 1 HP. But she didn't. So this is really good use of the flashes. He uses the first flash to get out, the second flash to push back, calls for the information, boom, easy. That was pretty poorly played by the Rays. I don't like the way that the defense played it either. I think that Metalbread, as well as his friend, could have stuck together, and I think that would have guaranteed their like way higher chances, right? Like this game, even though sometimes you're successful, it's important to understand when it was not really the best play, right? And in this case, it wasn't, right? They won the scenario, yes, but you always want to play your percentages. You always want to play your highest odds, and that's how you get consistency.
Back right corner.
Last player standing.
Rough. Okay, nice shot. So he's gonna get the heal off, get himself back to full. So you're in a 1v2. Ideally here, the general rule is isolate 1v1 somehow. Try not to get caught in the middle or in the crossfire. Oh god, he's in a crossfire. Oh, he's in the crossfire. Yeah, like as soon as you know exactly where they are, generally speaking, you want to be able to move into either push left or push right hard so that you're not getting sandwiched. Indecisiveness. Indecisiveness is the killer of improvement. One of the biggest mistakes people make at this level is making no decision at all. You can't correct mistakes if no decision is being made at all. It's better, and really internalize this, it is better to make the wrong decision than no decision at all. Don't be afraid of failure or making mistakes. Be swift, be decisive. Here are some examples. So he's here, he's in mailroom, he's protecting the Sage. Sage crosses into the smoke. Now he's playing a pivot spot, right? Pivoting just generally means that you can balance between two positions quickly, right? One is to help Sage in middle, which soon to be Phoenix and Sage. The other one is to help the Reyna on site if she needs it for whatever reason. But so he smokes deep for the Reyna. He throws his Molotov a little prematurely, IMO. But see, this is where like they really need some help middle, right? The Phoenix is running it down. He's going all the way down right here. He's running it, and he gets a kill out of that one. And he's still like not really doing anything, not moving up, not moving anywhere. And then like his teammate just killed somebody in B main. His teammates are fighting in middle, and then now he's finally starting to get a little bit more involved. And he's on a spike. His teammates are fighting mid. Boom. Won the round. Didn't do anything to contribute to it. I'm going to give you a tip that's probably going to help you in more areas than just Valorant. You ready? Communication. Communication is how you can have chemistry with total strangers instantly. It is so important. And of course, there's different kinds of communication, right? Information versus teamwork comms. Also, not using open-ended or sentences that aren't very direct, efficient, or clear. So be direct, be clear, be assertive. And there is such thing as overcomming as well.
Use my ult before so I can re-get it for the next couple of rounds.
Definitely agree with that.
Play a retake if you guys want to.
I'm gonna play A side. I'm not gonna play B. They
You know what to do.
See, you can already tell like the comms are like super conversational based, right? Like, oh, we can do this, we can play retake, oh, I have this, oh, I need to use my ult. Like, if you really want to get out of your rank, your comms need to be like a SWAT team, like super concise, super clear, straight to the point. Instead of saying we can, we could, we should, just be like, hey, come play Rafters Heaven with us. If they go B, we can retake with my ult. Boom. Plan created, right? He left it kind of like open-ended. This is like a super common trend among all the footage that I watch, right? People are like really good at like computing information, like, oh, there's one here, oh, there's two here, like really objective info. But like info doesn't coordinate you, right? You have to say info and what you want to do, or if yo, come with me, or yo, come peek this with me, or Phoenix, can you flash, or hey, I have a wall for B main. We have a recon arrow that's coming up in 3 seconds, doesn't get calmed. But we have shock arrows, we have slow arrows, we have a lot of things that we could be using, right? There are of course many other important concepts like attitude, energy / intensity, positioning, how to play around economy, pacing, not feeding op, defaulting. I will cover all these things eventually, but I think what we talked about was a pretty good starting point. Also, I'm not really covering these topics in any specific order. If there is a topic or concept that you would like me to visit first, all you have to do is comment down in the section below. I will read it, I will interact with you, and I will feed the demand based on what people want or are looking for the most. Thank you all. Appreciate you. And hopefully you have enjoyed this content. I can't wait to release more for all of you. Enjoy, and bye-bye.